Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first final here, Championship Sunday. It's the U11B division. It's the Moncton Hawks against the Riverview Blues, and we're off.
And we have a greater Moncton matchup here in the final. Both these teams playing an outstanding tournament. They have met here in the final game. Gauthier trying to throw it up. There's a Riverview player on the ground. That was Babineau. Skating back up. Earl working his way in for the Hawks. Earl giving a bump. Him and the Riverview player go sliding into the boards, and the Blues come back up the opposite direction. Walking in along the right wing, trying to cut to the middle there was Bork, and he couldn't quite get it. Around the net now. Working his way into the corner. Junger to the line. Waiting. Cutting in. Arbo. Arbo has room. Sharp angle shot. Scores! And oh my, what a snipe by Sam Armo, pulling out his inner Cole Caulfield with a sharp angle shot to the top shelf. Gets the Blues up 1-0 early.
That's one way to start off your gold medal game. Top shelf from down low, sniping it up top. Not much you can do if you're the goaltender. 1-0 Blues.
And I don't know how we had an angle on that. It's Sam Arbo. What an absolute snipe with surgical precision to the top corner. 1-0 in favor of Riverview. Icing call here against Riverview. Face off back in the Riverview zone. Riverview down the other way. Quickly one off the draw. Turning and spinning here is Harris. Hudson Harris going up the boards. Still looking after it here. It's taken back by Vautour. Waits, cuts. Leaves that one off. Over for Cool. Then back into the zone. Blues with a shot. Blocked there by Vautour before he can get to the net of Huatara Mazarol. Cleared out in the center. Blues work up into the zone. Shot in by the Hawks. They still battle right for it at center. Kugel sends his man down. The Blues break back the other way. Here's the shot. Blocked again by Vautour. Another try. They score! And off the rebound, give it to Thomas Sharp. He gives the Blues now a 2-0 lead. Good rush by the Blues there. Initial block by Vautour leaves the rebound right outside and up for grabs.
We're not even a full 3 minutes into the game, and the Blues have already scored 2 goals out here. They lead this final 2-0. Moncton trying to fill that gap there. See how they respond.
This one already looks to be headed in the direction of high scoring. We'll see how the game continues. Earl skating up with it for the Hawks. Earl along the wall. Gets it by a man. And Fenton right now in the Riverview net still hasn't faced a shot yet. In the zone now. Working the way around Earl. Trying to get to it. Regathered back by the Blues. Poke checked. Taken by Roy. Roy can't quite get a shot off. It's cleared and it'll be just outside. Slapped back in by Lute. As the Blues will get it back below their net now. Straight up the wall. Caught in by Gallon. Gallon turning it over. Could be a partial break. Stepping in. There's the shot. Saved by Huatara Mazarol. And he'll gather that one just barely on the breakaway. And what a chance. Denied there by number 35. Face off one, shot all the way down the ice, delayed icing now for the Hawks, and they will call it there. High up off the draw, taken by Earl. Going up in the center, sent back into the zone. Earl trying to kick it to his feet. The Riverview Blues enter in, but they're offside. Looked like that was Junger getting a bit jumpy on that one. Face off in the neutral zone. A good spin there by Henry Richard to get that one out of the zone. Skating up, there's a quick shot from Landry. Saved there by Fenton. We'll have a stoppage of play. We're still in a 2-0 game. The Hawks with their first shot on net there. Luckily not too much traffic, so Fenton's able to track that one down through traffic. Blues, they try to get the breakout going. They do. It's outside the zone. Foot race for it now. Winning it there's Gauthier. Gauthier around his net. Waits, throws it against the wall. That one just gets by Nugent in the middle. Attempted clear. Landry gets it for the Hawks. Tried to send that one to his right over for Nugent. Nugent skating in. His pockets picked. Riverview taking it back the other way. Quick clear, blocked in at the line. Another shot attempt. That one barely skipping towards the net. And covered in there. Face off to the right of Fenton. Taken by the Hawks, waiting. Nugent trying to get one to the net. Couldn't quite able to do that. Out in the neutral zone. Vautour going back with it, trying to hold on to possession. Sends a nice pass over to the opposite side for Lute. Lute skating in, has his stick lifted. Shot put to the net, back to the line. Kugel waits, throws them through traffic. They can't get there. Wired along the wall. Another shot attempt. That one didn't get to the net. The Blues, they skated out here to the middle. Could be a break. 2-on-1. Good play. Vautour on defense. Blues will be able to keep this in the zone, however. It's shot down behind the net. Hill looks out in front. There's the flip. And that one hard to track out of midair, so it goes to the blue line. To the middle. It was Lamke putting it to the line. There's the shot to the net. Saved by Poitras Mazarol. They look for the rebound, but nothing there. Poitras Mazarol able to pounce on that one quickly. And a good shot from far. Getting on 35 in red. That one not going past him there. Again, able to track that one down the whole way. The line protected in. Attempted shot deflected off the stick of Gallon into the corner. Gallon turning. Will go along the wall again, getting it to Earl. Here's Earl trying to get the pass. That one deflected off the twig of Hill down into the zone. Curling around the net now is Bork. Bork in his own end. Trying to get a breakout started. He's against the boards. Will send it. It's chipped. Now potential one-on-one. It's a foot race for it. Could be a 2-on-1. A great defensive play. That looks to be Arsenault. Caleb Arsenault coming out of nowhere to defend on that one. Blues try to hold it in. Bork, Earl trying to get it out. They step back in. That's onside. They somehow stayed in. Back against the line. Earl unable to get it out. A great job to keep it in the zone. Cutting to the middle. And that was Bork trying to get there. Junger trying to hold to the line. Earl on the ground, unable to keep that one in. Sent back in the zone here by the Blues. Lutz throws that one across. That one picked up by Harris as he gets up with speed. Hudson Harris up the left wing. Has Earl in front. Harris, the sharp angle shot. And that one's saved. Taken around the Blues. They get this one back out. The sharp cut to the middle. Brought back in. Waiting, they split right up the middle. That was Junger working with it. Junger going behind the net. Flipped up. That one taken away. Earl working his way up into the zone. Charles Earl. There's a far shot. That's denied by Fenton for the save. Earl takes the shot from far. Fenton's on that one for the grab. And the Blues off the face-off. Here's a rush, walking in. There's the shot. Quattara Mazaral with the pad save. A good shot there from Arbo. This time he didn't go top corner. There's a shot blocked off the face of Sharp right in front. Arbo trying to force it back down. He was out-muscled off the puck. Taken out by Gauthier. Blues back into the zone. Puck's rolling into the corner. Arbo working in. Gauthier grabbing it, turning, spinning. That takes a weird bounce off the stanchion. Sharp pass. Arbo shot and didn't get much on it as Roy now finds it in the corner for the Hawks. Rimmed around. Stopped in. Arbo chasing after it. They look for it in the corner. It's jammed up there right against the hash marks. Turning, getting that one out. Sharp waits, high slot. The shot blocked on a Hawk that was sliding on one knee. They jam at it right in the blue paint. Quattara Mazaral, good positioning. And that one stopped as there was a bit of pushing and shoving. Just over 4 to go in period 1. Hawks, they try to clear. Nugent attempting to get that one out. Clear to the opposite end. Moving back forward is Kugel. Kugel, Nugent, waiting, fanning on his pass. Almost stolen, but he gets this one down to the opposite end in the Riverview defense. Moving back, sent along the wall. Passing to the middle. Richard trying to find it there to move to the opposite side. A poke check by Kugel. There's another pass intercepted by Earl, and we're going to have a tripping penalty coming up against the Blues. Accidental trip there on Charles Earl. A good job to draw the penalty. Couldn't pinpoint the exact player that's going to the box. Looks like it could be Leon Killen. So Hawks power play for the next little while. The Blues come back up at speed. Bursting in there, going around the net. Babineau trying to throw that one up high. Didn't get there with speed. Cohen Nugent accelerating through center. Cutting along the right wing. Pressure there as Vautour tries to flip this one in. He will. It was around the net there as Richard tried to cut off his man. It's flipped out by the Blues, out for Vautour. Vautour in reverse with it. Sends it across. Taken away by Nugent. Now Vautour in the center. That one picked off. Blues back the other way. Trying to steam his way in. Junger with a shot. Fans on it. Another try. Patted away by Quattara Mazaral. Right in tight. Earl trying to find his stick. It gets kicked away from him. As now it's Vautour that steams up. Luca Vautour hits the brakes, cuts towards the middle, and couldn't quite get the shot off. Again, they jammed away at it. They couldn't get that there. A huge hit laid by Earl. and he's going to get called for body contact. So 4-on-4 coming up for just 36 seconds. Four-on-four for a little bit now. And we'll get a Riverview power play. Face off, won by Moncton. Top of the circle, trying to get a shot away. That one's poked and taken away and iced by Landry. In the center ice now. Kicked. They all look for it. Here's Landry that comes out with it. Mathis Landry working his way in. Shot to the net, blocked off a skate. Covered by the Riverview netminder. At the line, quick shot. That one steered aside, right in the middle, high now to the blue line. Here's Luke, waits the shot, blocked away. Hawks go behind the net. Looking forward in front. Taken by the Blues. They go back up the other way with steam now. 4-on-4 now over to Riverview power play. There's the shot. It's turned away by Poitra Mazarol. Gallen along the wall. Taken by Harris outside the zone. Then as we get to our last minute of play, Gauthier through center. Deflected and knocked into the middle. Off the wall. And a whistle. Looked like offside. This one cleared. Gauthier. A good icing. Now gives Moncton a little bit of chance to breathe. Riverview going to have to reset. Blues working their way in. Little shove given there as it's Hill that enters the zone. And behind him. In front there, Lamke couldn't quite get that on net. Killing from the line. Shot blocked. Turning around. Lamke to the net. On his knees. There's the shot. They score! Another sharp angle shot. Looked to be Aiden Lamke. That gets the Blues now a 3-0 lead on the power play. They capitalize in the last couple seconds. Making it now 3-0 in the final couple seconds. Back in the zone. There's a quick shot. The save from Poitra Mazarol going above the net. That's the end of the first period here in MST and our first final, U11B. Stick around. Moncton, Riverview, 3-0 in favor of the team in yellow. getting set for the second period over in the U13 AA at the Avenir. They're in double overtime, Shediac and Louisville, as the Rangers wait patiently to see who they will face off. Hawks off the draw. It's tied up in between a couple feet.
So far this game, really a telling tale of dominance. It's a 2-on-1 here going in.
There's a sharp angle shot, they score!
And I am shut up by Nate Dixon.
Here's an absolute snipe, a common theme this game. Nate Dixon, second in the flyby, but that was him that went to the top shelf, giving the Hawks on the board here.
I think I might have just jinxed the Riverview Blues. The moment I started talking about the Blues dominating the game, Nate Dixon walks down Broadway and snipes one top shelf.
I think speaking on behalf of the Riverview parents and players and coaching staff, might need to quiet down for a little bit.
I will do so.
And the Hawks come back. The Blues walk into the zone. Stepping up, here's Arbo. Arbo, sharp angle, shot, just misses the net. That's how he scored the first one of the game. At the line again, put towards the net, this one wide. Arbo looking forward in the corner. The Hawks battling up in the corner. They try to bring this one out of the zone, poke checked. The Hawks storm back the other way. Blues step in, sharp, waits, tries to go into the net. Couldn't quite get his full shot off, had some pressure to him. Hawks bring it around in the corner. Taken by the Blues, there's a shot. Poitras Mazaral there with the save. Another one, the pass in front, it's loose in the slot. The backhander, the save, and that one somehow stays out of the net. And what two great saves. We're still 3-1 in favor of the Blues. Here walking the high slot. Waiting at the line. This one gets by Killen. Shot put to the net. They cut back up towards the blue line. Killen waiting, shooting. That one off the skate of, I believe, Landry. And the Hawks, they circle it back the other way. Blues, they pass it out in front. The Hawks bring it back. Could be a rush here. And great defense coming back. I believe that's Benjamin Hill, or excuse me, that's Aiden Lamke coming back on the back check to deny that play. And here, Riverview in the offensive zone. Stick lift. Hawks, the pass to center. Gathered in here, and there's a whistle.
And a bracket update for the fans at home who have been watching all weekend. The Louisville Lightning must beat the Shediac Capelais Predators at the Avenir Center by a score of 3-2 in double overtime. They will play the Sussex Rangers in the U13 AA final.
That's two Louisville teams in finals now, covering U13A and U13 AA. Here in U11, it's Gauthier going around the net. Losing possession here as the puck finds some open ice for the Hawks defense. Shot up towards the blue line. Sent back in the Hawks zone as they play a little catch with it. Hawks through the zone. Poked. Melanson. Fire that one into some open ice. The foot race for it. Jandal on the boards there by Roy. On defense. To the middle. Stepping in. And this one flies into the corner. They shove after in the corner. High slot waiting. One-timer. Poitras Mazaral there with the save again. Hawks work their way through the zone. Shot in by Constantine. On the boards, Gauthier. Gauthier trying to shoot that one up through center. Blocked in at the ringette line. There was a hawk on the ice. And I believe this one's just going to be offside. Or no, we're going to have a tripping call. And I think it's going to go against Riverview. I believe I'm right. Thomas Sharp is going to the box for a trip. And here's the chance from earlier. Right in the center hash marks. Poitras Mazaral able to get over and make the save. The Hawks power play. They start off by winning the faceoff. Dixon trying to go to the net. Has his stick tied up. Dixon in the corner. Throwing that one out in front. A high one unable to be knocked down. Kugel at the line. The shot blocked away by Melanson. Melanson in the corner. Throwing that almost right in front of his own slot. Gathered away here by Bork. Bork trying to go up the wall, and he is stopped in his tracks. Right at the blue line. Constantine in the center. Hawks regather at the red line. They move their way into the zone. Stopping, coming across here. Arsenault, that one taken away. Here's Arbo going back. Arbo walking in, could be alone. Sam Arbo, the shot turned away by Poitras Mazaral as he gets shown the door. Blues, they keep it in the zone. Continue whacking at it. Another shot put towards the net. Turned away. Poitras Mazaral, that one right to the side of the net. Closer than it really could have been. The Hawks, again, they try to clear. They're still on the power play, but a great job so far by the Blues. Dixon trying to gather the puck. He loses an edge and falls at center. It's cleared in by the Hawks. The Blues turn, spin outside the zone. Cleared back in. This will give the chance for some Hawks to make some changes. As they go outside the door, still offside. They barely touch it in onside. Bringing it back in, stopping, hitting the brakes there was Nugent and couldn't quite get that on net. Dixon going to find it in the corner. Not too much time left on the penalty. It's shot out, bounced out to center. Working around, it's taken back and cleared by Book. On defense, here's Doran. Trying to get to that one. Penalty now expired for the Hawks. So a great penalty kill by the Blues as they are still in a 3-1 lead, getting tons of momentum off of that. It could be a rush coming back the other way. Working here is Richard, the shot towards the net. That'll be sticked away by Fenton. Around the net here is Bork. At the line. This one's going to be flipped in by Gallen. Taken back by Bork. Bork along the wall. Almost caught in as players go crashing up against the boards. Earl trying to go to the net. Poke checked. Richard with it to the middle. Richard, Earl back into the net off the skate of Bork. He'll lay a nice pass off there to Lamke. Lamke trying to go up, blocked by Richard. His shot kicked away by Constantine. Cohen Nugent into the zone. Behind the net now, it's taken by the Royals. Moving over into the corner. Wood throwing a pass right to the middle, going tape to tape on Junker. Wood trying to get into the zone. Wood working in right wing. Skating after it. Sent back along the wall. Hawks regather at center. The backhand to the middle. Here's Earl at the line. Intercepted. Hawks are offside. They don't touch up. It's taken by the Royals and moved back into center. Nugent walking in the zone. Henri Richard on it for the Hawks. Less than 5 to go in period 2. 3-1 game in the final. Royals to the middle. Working. Shot. Turned away. Poitras Mazaral able to hold on to that one for the whistle.
Hats off to Poitras Mazaral. I mean, giving up 2 goals early, yet still storming back and making all of these clutch saves, that takes a lot of mental toughness. Hats off to him.
Speaking about that, there's another one. Right from the top of the ringette line. That one put on Mazaral, probably not seeing through the traffic. But he's able to save that one to keep this one at 3-1 as the Blues still dominate the zone right now. Delayed offside. Working within the middle. There's the shot through traffic. Potra Mazaral denying that one. Harris along the boards. Trying to get that one through and outside the zone. The Blues have dominated in the recent minute. There's another try. Potra Mazaral, the rebound. Staying up in the high slot. No one able to get to that one. Ringette line. Shot out of the zone. Giving a chance for the Hawks to get a little bit of a breather going. Blues at the line. Poked away. Hawks coming with speed. Working up the right wing. There's the shot. Gets through a leg. Fenton almost able to cover that. Going to the line. Here's the shot towards the net. It's redirected by Arbo. Or excuse me, that's Matatal into the corner. Another try, redirected, saved by Fenton. The rebound loose there for a second. Bit of collisions before the whistle is blown. And there's some good action from Brantley Fenton in the net of the Riverview Blues. Has had a bit of a quiet afternoon so far. Makes a clutch save there. Flipped by Lamke, trying to go up the wall. Blocked at the line by Gauthier and cleared in. Chasing after it is Harris. It's rimmed around the boards before he could get there. Stopped it at the line. Shot, Harris waits, forehand to the middle. And that one missed everyone there. Gauthier at the line, waiting, shooting. This one's high. Gloved down by Fenton for a whistle. So Fenton making 2 quick saves there. Face off to the line. Again, this one's put to the slot. Blocked and turned away by Killen. Lamke shoots this one all the way down the ice. This one's not going to go for icing. They say it was tipped. So the Hawks will have to chase for it now. They'll have to reset in their offensive zone. Here the Blues taking it away in the corner. They go for it. 3 players, 2 Hawks, 1 Blue. The Hawks back up with speed. There's a chip off the wall. Working in to the middle. There's a shot from Earl that goes off the post. And there's a hit from Gauthier at the line. Still staying in. Sharp angle shot. Fenton able to glove that one down. As we'll take another look at the close chance from a beautiful rush from Charles Earl. Skating up past the blue line. Elected to shoot here. This is going to be a good angle of it. Rang it just off the post. That one had eyes for the top corner. Earl off the draw. This one sent directly to their left. Cleared in. Arsenault behind the net. Junger looking after it. It's Bork. Up to Junger. Junger still skating up. Owen Melanson will shoot this one in the zone for Riverview. Taken behind the net by Vautour. Vautour waiting, sending out the traffic. Sharp angle shot right there. It's on the slot and just finds its way into the corner. That one, again, ever so close to getting into the zone. Cleared in by Constantine. It's found out back in the center. Less than 2 to go in period 2. As this game gets tighter and tighter, the more it goes on. The Hawks have had incredible chances. Here's another one that gets flipped just over the net. Arsenault leaving it behind him. Pressure here from Earl as he goes into the corner. Earl in front. Saved by the pad of Fenton at the line. Kugel tries a shot. Blocked. And back the other way they go. Sharp and Babineau working out with it. Sharp skating it around the boards. Vautour. Stopping there, the Hawks regather. They get outside the zone. Moved in here, Constantine. The Hawks back to the zone, skating up. Dixon waits, pulls the trigger and sends it just wide. Regathered by Bork. Bork in his own end, trying to go up the glass here. Puck is free, it's taken by Arbo. Less than a minute left to go. The Blues at their own bench, trying to free the puck. They do get it into the zone, potential one-on-one. Here's pressure, walking in the shot, they score! And make it 4-1, another highlight reel. Sam Arbo gets his second of the game. And he makes it 4-1 in favor of the Blues, protecting the puck from Vautour, getting around another and sending it past Poitras Mazaral, making this now a 4-1 game. Right at the end of the second period. Riverview again with the draw, clearing this one in, no icing. It's going to be chased on by Lute. Lute behind the net, trying to shove it past the skate of a Blue, unable to. Blues right out in front, it's in the slot, they jam at it. And that one able to be covered by Mazaral, but just barely, as that was a close one. Can't quite see the puck here on the replay, but it's somewhere in that huge pile. 14.9 to go. The corner, Richard trying to throw it up the glass. Not much time left. This one's out of the zone. Doesn't look like there'll be any time to get a rush going, but it's captured back here, thrown against the wall by Matatal. And that's the end of the second. 4-0 lead for the Blues.
That will do it here. That's it. That's all. Third period coming right up.
To a 3-goal lead heading into the third period. The Blues definitely sitting with a comfortable lead, but they can't take their foot off the gas, especially in games like this. And these are where comeback stories are made in the finals of tournaments here. Back for Roy. Roy shooting it through center. Caught in a couple skates as the Blues will bring this back in. Onside. Walking in, potential 2-on-1. There's a slash, the shot, they score! On the delayed penalty. Looks like that's Thomas Junger who gives the Royals some extra insurance as he gets this one to the back of the net. Showing off his hands and speed, dangling by a couple. Now make it 5-1 right at the beginning of the third period. And we immediately have a penalty off the draw. It's head contact, and it looks like it's going to go against Riverview. I think that's Isaac Babineau heading to the box. Although hard to tell. So the Moncton Hawks will head to a power play. We'll see if this is a 2 or 4. It will just be a 2. Bit of chaos right off the draw there. So Hawks back to the power play. Unsuccessful so far. They look to change that here. Out of the zone, barely. Loose, Earl will throw it in. That one was blocked. Sent back to the Hawks defense. Another blocked clearance as the Blues come back the other way. Sharp in the corner. Waiting, taken down, and that's a penalty against the Hawks. And once they touch up, they will right here with Kugel on that. Looks like it's going to be a hold. So we're going to play some 4-on-4 hockey up here with a hold behind the net with some outstanding penalty killing. That can't go to Nord from Thomas Sharp. Being able to draw that penalty. Four on four, Sharp off the draw. He'll try to go to his blue line. Goes up to the ringette line. There's the shot from far. And that one misses the cage. Taken here by Harris. Harris in the corner. Tried to clear. Blocked in by Arbo. Arbo waits, turns, and spins. And that one is deflected over the net. Back in the corner. Sharp wins that puck battle, and help is Earl. Up the line, trying to clear is Harris. Gets possession, and he'll fire that one all the way down. Might think he's short-handed, but he's not. So that'll be icing against the Hawks. Face-off's going to go back down into the Moncton end. Face-off going to the left of Poitras Mazaral. Going to be won by the Blues at the blue line, waiting and winding up there. The blue line, I believe, was Sharp. Melanson down below. Wood chasing in the corner. Pressure from Landry, who now goes behind the net. Matis Landry up for Smith. The clearance just outside the zone, captured by the Royals defense. Move back in. Melanson trying to pave his way through. This one's loose. Matatal looking for it. It's Landry bringing it in for the Hawks. He tries a shot. That one missing the net just to the right. Blues gather with speed. 2-on-2. Working in, cutting to the middle. What a move. Trying to get possession right out in front. They score! That looks to be Jack Wood, who started the rush on that one. Ended it just before the ending of the 4-on-4, and somehow is able to lift that to the top corner. And this Riverview team's got the snipes with them today. Top corner after top corner. 9:49 left to go in the third period. And the Hawks have 5 players on the ice. One of them's going to have to go off. It is still 4-on-4 for the next 7 seconds. Walking in, Dixon. He goes along the wall. 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 about to end. It'll now be a brief Riverview Blues power play. As Babineau out of the box now. They start a rush. Working up with speed. Trying to cut to the middle. A good poke check by Lutz to upend Wood. So he was trying to get his second goal within the span of about 30 seconds. Hawks in the zone. Dixon, the only goal for the Moncton squad so far. Tries to go around the net but can't. Power play for the Blues now over, so it's 5-on-5. Opposite wing now. Lutz gets a stick on that one, but it's in. Working in there. It's Farquhar trying to get off there. Earl retains possession, up for Dixon. Dixon starts the rush up the left wing. Dixon poke checked into the corner. Pressure from Killen. Dixon still with it. Walking in, the snipe, they score! Nate Dixon with another, going to the top shelf. Again, that's 2 for him that go upstairs, making it 6-2 in favor of Riverview. And that one goes bar south. Now for the Hawks to try to get some light going here. We get down to the last little bit here of the third. Just 8 minutes left to go. Earl stepping in. That one sent to the side. At the line, flipped in. Blues work their way back out. Could be a 2-on-2. A lot of speed up that right wing. Shot towards the net. Portera Mazaral with the blocker save. Hill getting pinned up against the boards by Gauthier. Hill going to find the loose puck. Try to center it. Gets tripped up. So we're going to have a Riverview power play when Moncton touches up. And that's going to be right about now. 7:37 to go. Riverview headed back to the power play. Accidental trip from Gauthier on Hill right in the corner. So Blues have a chance now to go back up. And it looks like they got straight time rules in effect. Although only a 4-goal difference. There's 3 minutes up on the clock. Landry trying to move that one up the boards. Shot and cleared by Lutz, going to the opposite end. And a bit of confusion on the Hawks bench. They are shorthanded, but what it says just over 2 minutes now left on the clock. Blues into the zone. Slap shot to the net. That one didn't miss the mark by much. Arbo gathering in the corner. Doing a nice angle between some legs. Going back up here. The shot from Sharp was blocked by a body. Will drop to the ground. Landry finding his way up the wall. Sharp to the net. That one redirected by Roy. A nice flip there from Arbo to the middle. Arbo works his way. There's the shot. Good glove save by Portera Mazaral. Melanson and Landry in the corner. Shot up off a skate there. I believe that's Sharp. Melanson trying to get it to the net. This one not find some open ice. Arbo waits, backhands that one against the wall. Landry, that one sent up to Sharp at the line. Sharp waiting, send that into some open ice. Arbo toe drag release, save by Portera Arsenault, and the rebound is sent just outside in the slot. Some great pressure on the power play so far. Arsenault, or that's Arbo rather, going across right in the middle. Slap shot, the good save. Portera Mazaral able to keep this one out of the net. His time will keep going. A good save as this one doesn't get the speed it wants on the pass. But still a great save by Portera Mazaral. Just 5 to go. Just under 5.5, I should say. And the Hawks getting the explanation for the straight time, I do believe. High up in the draw. Taken away by Nugent. At the blue line, Nugent. Sends that one up to Earl. Earl works his way in. Sharp angle shot. A good pad save by Fenton. Rich pass up, Vautoul up against the boards. Skating up there, here's Charles Earl. Cutting to the net, and that one redirected away by DeBarno. In the corner, they look for it right out in front. They jam loose for it. Blues might have a chance to clear here, but kept in, turning and spinning is Nugent. He is stripped of the puck. Blues back the other way, now not on the power play. Working up, there's Earl. Earl into the zone, and that puck is whacked off his stick and into the near boards. Blues work their way back up. Near boards, left wing with speed. That was Bork trying to get a rush going. Kugel going behind the net. Pickpocketed by Bork. Bork out in front, in between the feet of Vautour trying to find it. And this one sprung up to the line. Held in at the point. There's the shot. Redirected into the corner. Bork going after to chase it. Waiting, backhand, trying to get to the blue line. Taken away by the Hawks. Bork again. Picks another pocket. There's Earl. On him. Bork into the zone. Kugel for the Hawks. Pass across over to Hill. For the middle, regathered here by Smith. Across for Nugent. Regathered back by Bork. He backhands that one off the wall. The Hawks try to keep it inside the blue line. Blues get this one out. Could be a potential odd man rush. Barely staying just offside. That one looked to have been close. And time continuing to wind down here. With just over 2.5 to go here. It's a 4-goal game. Quick shot in by the Hawks. Fenton going to grab that and cover. As time still ticks down. And a good game being played by either team. The Blues have capitalized on a lot of their chances and have just put a lot of shots on goal, which really was the key for their success. Now they walk in on a 2-on-1. Arbo waiting, fakes the sharp angle shot, tries to wrap around out in front. And there was Moncton who couldn't quite pick up the rebound. Lutz brings it back. Shot in the zone. Taken around the boards. Harris pokes it down below the net. Getting down to about 1.5 minutes. Bouncing puck found in the corner for Riverview. Shot up to the boards. Attempted shot by Lutz that was blocked. Another try by Gallon as the Royals try to find their way back in the zone. Working across the blue line. Stepping in and across. Sharp the shot. He scores! Thomas Sharp adding on another. Now a 5-goal difference as a hat is thrown on the ice. I believe that was Sam Arbo, excuse me. 11 getting onto that one. A hat is on the ice. Officials will pick that one up. And a huge celebration for Sam Arbo's hat trick as this hat will go to the Riverview bench. No one somehow managed to sneak it up and under the netting here at the K. Back in the zone. Was Farquhar trying to step in. 30 to go. Working up there, Arsenault out of the zone. Loose puck. Arsenault pinned up against the boards. The Royals, or the Blues rather, work their way back up. Shot cleared in by the Hawks. They'll go around their net. Work their way into the corner. And that will do it as time winds down. U11B Colin Coleman champions, the Riverview Blues. And there the sticks go flying, gloves up in the air. That ends the first final of the day. The team in yellow takes home gold here on MST. beautifully high-scoring game, and they have done it. We thank you for watching here on MST. Stick around for medal presentations and the banner. Brain Lane, Dio Aragon, K Arena 2026 Colin Coleman U11 U13 competitive tournament.